I recently had the opportunity and privilege to interview life coach Jody Moore. At the end of that interview, she gave me a little bit of coaching, so I thought I'd share this as a bonus episode. If you like what you hear, definitely find more at jodymoore.com or on Instagram at jodymorecoaching. Just a couple minutes of your time. Could I just
Yeah,
get coached by you just for one
sure.
aspect?
Let's do
Okay,
it.
good. Okay, so the one that comes to mind, I was trying to think, I was like, if there's time, maybe she can coach me. So I was
Yeah.
trying to think of what I wanted. And so right now, I I'm just a person who's into so many different things. I love to bake and I love to read and I love to podcast. I create all these business ventures. I teach preschool. I just do all these things. And so I feel like my limiting thought is that, oh, well, I have nothing that's just for me personally, or what could I make a business venture out of just one thing that would, I could just take it and run with it. But I don't know. Does that make sense what I'm trying to ask?
I think so. So when your thought is, I just have all these things that I do that I'm interested in, it's almost like you're telling me you have like breadth but not depth,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Hmm.
But remember that that's a choice, right? To like spend your time in a bunch of things is a beautiful way to live your life.
Hmm.
And to pick one or two things and constrain and go all in on something is just another option. And so if you are you saying that you kind of want to start a business, make money at something?
Yeah. And I
Part of
just
your list
don't
too?
know what it would look like. And I feel like I prayed about it and it's like, just wait. And so it's like, I'm just waiting, that waiting answer that I'm like, okay, well, what's it going to
Mm.
be? Or, is it going to be something? So, yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what I would do. I would just pick one. Don't overthink it. Like give yourself a deadline of when you're going to decide. Make it like by the end of this week or something, not a
Hmm.
long. And I would just pick something and give yourself a milestone that you're going to work towards. Okay. Because
Okay.
here's what happens when we decide, okay, I'm going to constrain my focus. And that might mean stopping some of these other things that you're doing to give
Hmm.
yourself the resources, even like your time and energy to focus on. You're going to now start, I always think of it as like hiking up the mountain. Like at the top of the mountain is that you're doing something you love that you feel like is contributing in the world and you're making some money at it, right? Is
Hmm.
that kind of what you want?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. So when you start hiking, it's going to be like sunny at times, but then you're going to run into like a muddy field that you got to get across, which is like you're going to have to figure out the technology of something or something you try isn't going to work or you're going to feel stuck and not know what to try next. And when we stay in that breadth area, right, then we just go back to the next sunny field.
Mm-hmm.
But we're like, this trail got muddy, so let's go to this trail. And that's
Got it.
fine, but you're never going to get up the mountain that way. You
Yeah.
have to be willing to go through the muddy field,
Yeah.
right? And then
Hmm.
then there'll be sun again, and then suddenly there'll be a river to cross. Like it, that's how it goes with something that you choose to go in on a goal like, hey, let's start a business. Let's make some money at one of these things. And that's why a lot of people don't do it because they're not willing to go through the muddy field.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
picking something and committing to it is scary.
Hmm.
I personally don't think like I'm religious. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of like pray and ask the Lord.
Hmm.
But if you don't get a clear answer, I think the answer is it doesn't matter. Do anyone.
Right. Yes.
Because it requires it's so we're looking for like a peaceful feeling, but making a decision doesn't feel peaceful. It feels terrible and
Yeah.
scary,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because your brain's
Hmm.
gonna go, but I really like doing that other thing. And I
Hmm.
don't, and this is hard, and I don't know what to do, and this is scary, and what if I'm not good enough at this? And like all of that's going to come up. So that doesn't feel like what we're looking for when we pray. We're looking for the Spirit to give us a comforting feeling. That usually, and if the Lord had a specific plan, I think you would know that.
Hmm.
But I think most of the time He's like, doesn't matter, do any one.
Yeah. He leaves it up to us.
And He
Got it.
wants you to work through the fear and commit anyway and go through the muddy field.
Yeah. I love it.
So having a lot of ideas and things you're interested in is not a problem. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're like, I don't know, there's not one thing I'm interested in and I want to start a business.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's
That
a
makes
bigger
sense.
problem. Then you're like, there's a dozen things I like and I'm kind of good at. Great. Pick any one and you're going to get even better and you're going to start hiking up the mountain.
Yeah,
But
sounds
that's
good.
going to feel scarier than just staying where you are.
Perfect. I love that so much. Yeah. And the thought that serves me so much that you share is it's going to be 50-50. It's going to be great and enjoyable and exciting. And it's going to be hard, like you said, and muddy and scary and daunting. So,
And those
yeah.
of us that are spiritual sometimes use that to go, maybe the Lord doesn't want me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm supposed to be with my kids. And I'm not saying that can't be the case at times, but it mostly it's just your brain looking for reasons to get out of this muddy field.
Yeah.
That's why I say give yourself a milestone because you can quit, you can change your mind, but I wouldn't do it when you're in the muddy field. I
Mm-hmm.
would give yourself a milestone like I'm going to make this much money doing this, or I'm going to help this many people, or I'm going to sell this many of my thing, or whatever it is. Give yourself a milestone that pushes you a little bit, but isn't like totally outside of your reach. And then be like, once I achieve that, then I can decide if I want to keep going or not.
Yeah.
But not when I'm in the muddy field. Of course, I'm going to want to quit then.
Yeah. That's so true. Well, I
Yeah.
love your entree talks every week. So I've been
Oh,
listening
good.
to those. And last summer, I think you did some business coaching, which I think is
Yeah.
what you shared, that give yourself a milestone. So that was a great reminder. Thank you for your time and
Yes.
all that you do.
Oh, good.
I
You're so
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Well, thanks, Jen. It was nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah. You
We'll
too.
talk soon.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.